Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike from TabSite. We're glad to be with you on a nice Friday afternoon, and we're going to take a look here. This one kind of came up quickly, but you got to do that when Facebook rolls out something big like timeline, and so we wanted to just kind of put together a time period here that we could quickly talk about things. We're calling it Facebook Friday. Let's talk about Facebook's timeline for pages. And just kind of want to go over what it means, what we're doing for it as TabSite, and what we want you to be aware of. So we're just going to field a lot of questions today, so please feel free to post them, and we'll be taking a look at those along the way and trying to answer them. I do have Troy Rumfeld here with me, so we're just going to get started and jump in. A couple things as I get going here that I wanted to note. All right, if you do have questions, you can post them in the GoToWebinar question area. You can also tweet them to the hashtag TabSite. You can also put them on our fan page at facebook.com/TabSite. And even after we go off the air, we'll be continuing to monitor Twitter and our fan page so that we can get your questions answered. So just want to point that out to you. And final thing before we dig in is just to note that we do have another webinar next Wednesday, March 14th, and that's at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. And it's going to be getting started with TabSite. That was the original focus of it, but obviously with timeline, it's going to be important to take a look at both of those. So it's going to be getting started with TabSite. We're going to go over some of the basic kind of getting started. How do you use things? How do you drag widgets in? How do you move content around? How do you do some layering? And we're also going to talk about timeline, and particularly you got a lot more workspace to work with now, the 810 wide area. So that's going to be coming up next week. And we'll be glad to go into more detail with that one. But today we're just going to talk about timeline. And since it's been released early in the morning hours of February 29th, and we were on it right away to see what we could do, and by March 1st was pleased to announce that we were able to adapt our TabSite Manager area to make it 810 pixels wide. So we're going to get into that. We'll go into the TabSite Manager, but let me just drag over here my browser screen here. You can take a look at our TabSite timeline fan page, and it's always a work in progress. You're never quite done, but we want to go through timeline a little bit. So just kind of starting from the top here in the key areas that timeline offers. So if you haven't upgraded to timeline yet, you do have that ability to do a preview and to work in that preview mode, to leave the preview mode if you want, and of course then later on at the time you're ready to publish and go live with it, as we have done here. And if not, I mean, everyone is going to be moving to that March 30th is the date that Facebook has set out as the changeover from current fan pages that we've known with the 520 wide width to the new timeline format, as you see here with the cover image. So just a couple things. So the big image at the top obviously is one of the key prominent areas. The cover image allows for an image that's 851 pixels wide by 315 pixels high, and obviously it gives you a lot of real estate. Facebook did put some boundaries on that you're not supposed to have a call to action, you're not supposed to put phone numbers, you're not supposed to be salesy, so to speak, there. So they want that to be more picturesque, and that's what they've outlined. Now, I haven't heard the details of how they're tracking that, how they're looking at that, but they were clear that they want the cover image to not be salesy. And one of the other changes that comes along with timeline then is that what used to be kind of your logo icon image in the left side of your current fan page wall is moved down in size. So what used to be 180 pixels wide and some variable heights, is now down to, they want you to load an image that's 180 by 180 pixels for your logo icon image, and it's going to actually display at 125 by 125. So you want to think about that space as well for your logo icon image. And let's just stop and take a few questions about the cover image right now. So Troy, we got a question coming in about uploading images, and if you experienced any fuzziness, anything to talk about there. They want to know about vector images.
Yeah, that's, well, first of all, I'd like to say hi to everyone and welcome to the webinar. First of all, we've had a lot of questions about that and have experienced this ourselves. So when uploading, especially your cover image and so forth, it goes out there and it comes back and it's pixelated and it looks kind of muddy a lot of times. So what a lot of people have been doing and it's been successful doing so far is uploading a larger image at the same ratio, the ratio of the 851 by 315, and then Facebook will automatically shrink that down. So you can upload a larger image, it'll automatically shrink that down, and you'll get a much more crisp image, and you'll lose some of that blurriness or muddiness that you might see in that cover image.
Yeah, and we actually did a few test variations with that. We know that if you loaded an image that was 110% of that size of the 851, that worked fine, and we even went up 120%, and that worked fine. All right, there's another question that came in. Will we ever be able to change the picture of our tabs from the T to our custom icon? So I think what we're talking about here is the tab apps. So let's just keep going down the page a little bit. One of the key items to note is they give you a sentence area that's in your About section. So this is an area that's pulled from what used to be the Info tab, and if you click on that, it goes to more of your details about your fan page, your company there, and it's in the About line that you can get about a sentence in there that outlines things. So use that real estate well. Moving to the right then, Facebook has identified this one is going to be set with photos. It's always going to be photos. It can't go away, and you can't specify what photo you want there. It's always going to be the most recently uploaded photo to one of your Facebook photo albums. That's what's going to appear there. So anything that's loaded to the Facebook photo album. So as you see here, what we did is you can take advantage of that on a timely basis, because we told you about today's webinar by having that uploaded as our most recent photo to an album on our fan page. And so the next three are ones you can control. So we've chosen to outline our fan page likes, and then we have a couple other ones, and this is what was getting into about changing the image icons. You can control these images here. You can adjust them, and the way to do that is so you control these three areas. If you click over here to other tabs that you have, it makes these active, and then you can click this little pencil icon, and that gives you a couple pieces of power right there. So number one, we could swap positions. So where I have templates now, I could swap position with likes, and it moves it over here. So this is where we were at, and here's the like one, and I can change those. So if I wanted to move like to the welcome one, which is there, so I can move those around. That's clear and simple, and you can easily navigate through those. And then the other option is when you're on one of these, you can go down to Edit Settings, and that's where you can upload a new image. And that's done right here on the fan page to edit this image. And this image is a different size, so I'm going to let Troy tell you a little bit about that image.
Right, so that image is 111 by, what was that?
74.
74, that's just right, kind of an odd size. But so you can upload that image, 111 by 74, into that area. And we've been seeing some creative uses of these images as well. I mean, I've seen fan page recently that used the four icons across the top and kind of used that as a one scene. So they took one scene at that width, split it up into four icons, put it up there, kind of a creative use of a scene or a logo that they utilize that way. And as we're doing, like Mike said, we're creatively using this to kind of promote our webinar. Even though it's a photos tab, we're utilizing that real estate to promote our webinar and put information in there like that. So there's easy ways to change those and some creative ways you can utilize that space.
Yeah, so there were, now one of the things I want to note about this 111 by 74 image is that, currently you have to change that right on the fan page right here and upload that. So we keep watching the Facebook API, and we see that they have a image area in there, but they're not allowing that to be accessed via the API yet. So we do think that's coming. So ultimately what we hope is that when you're in your TabSite manager and working on your custom tab app content, that you'll be able to easily click the a button and upload an image right there. So that's part of our goal, and we hope to see that happen. Now there are a couple other questions going back to this About Us section, and one of the things that I'm just going to click on ours here. So if I open our About Us section up, this is the fuller description about us, and this was the sentence right here under About that was pulled into the first area that you saw on the below the cover image. And so if you went into edit settings there, and again these can be somewhat different based on your fan page type, but when I opened our edit page up, then we were founded, we have a release date. This line here, About, is the one that was pulled in the home page, and these others, company overview and description, you saw below that. So that's where you can update that and how you go through that process. Now again, it can vary. We've seen a lot of variations in pages just based on the category that it's assigned to. So we're in the app and software category, others might be in the restaurant or whatever that is. So there are some variations based on the type that you've chosen there. So but again, plenty of real estate when you come in here to the cover image, and plenty of things to take a look at, and then of course as a fan page admin you have your power area to create your status updates here. So creating status is the same whether you want to write text, add photos, ask a question, do those types of things. That's all available to you there. So I'm going to let Troy talk a little bit further about some of the other features as you scroll down the page.
Sure, thanks, Mike. A few features that we'd like to note. One mainly being pinned post. So as you can see with our post here, we have a little ribbon icon up here that shows that this post has been pinned. And what that does is it keeps that post to the top of the area until you unpin that post. And pinning post is very simple. Scroll down here a little bit to another one. If you simply click the pencil icon, pin to top, it'll push that right to the top, and that'll be prominent and one of the first things people see when they look at your page. So the new timeline does take a little bit getting used to. You're probably used to it, utilizing it with your personal profile these days. So sometimes when posts are up there, getting used to it, they can be a little hard to find here and there, especially if you've got pinned posts, because things will start happening below that pinned area. So it's an anchor. It's kind of the most important story at the top of your page, and it's up for 7 days. So that's how long that'll be put up there. Also, another note is larger stories. We encourage you to take advantage of larger story photos, videos, and links to stories to drive and engage people. And that larger story will have an image or a video size of about 400 pixels wide. So you'll have a lot more real estate and a lot more prominent information up there in that larger stories area. Some other things to note are there is you can star items post, and you can hide these stories as well. You can highlight important stories with the star icon, or you can delete stories that aren't as engaging, relevant with the pencil icon. So utilizing that pencil icon, you can star those and make them more relevant and so forth. They also have what they're calling milestones, which you can set a milestone to define key moments over time. And then, examples of a milestone might include like certain numbers of fans that you've reached, opening a new store, winning awards, anything that's significant to your organization or business can be considered a milestone. And they actually give you a 843 by 403 pixel wide area, what kind of covers the full width of both columns here. So you'll go the full width of each columns and get that information in there. Very, very similar to when you hide or I'm sorry, when you star one as well. It takes up kind of the full width and gives you a little more prominent real estate for those different items. So,
yeah, I was just trying to think about the story. Basically, is just that double wide feature here. So if I wanted to create that and highlight one of these, such as that cover image, so I can click on that and basically, I get double width right there. So and I can uncheck that, highlight, and then it goes down as well. So there's the star as your highlight there, and then your pencil icon with that pin it. And somebody asked that question again, how many days does it stay up? It stays up for 7 days. So you can pin something for 7 days. And so that's, again, as as things happen in your company, as you have upcoming events, you have upcoming specials, whatever, you can be pinning that top post, which will stay at the top of your page there. And there was a question about the cover image again as well. So what we've seen in Facebook guidelines is that the cover image can't be salesy. But within your about section there, obviously you can include your web link there. So they're trying to say don't make a call to action, don't try to drive to a URL in that cover image, but you do have that about us real estate there, where hopefully by navigating through your about section, you'll be able to customize that area. Now, obviously these were big changes for custom tabs, because one of the big things was instead of the small icons still exist. So in this case, we have the small TabSite T icon down below here. So this is what was formerly on the left side in the standard fan pages, where you would customize the icon. That icon still exists. That icon can still be customized, and we give you that ability with certain plan levels in TabSite to be able to customize that icon. So this is one of the biggest ones, but as you take a look at this page, so the text for your tab name, this tab was called Welcome here, the second from the right, and obviously that simple text can get lost a little bit, so this is an opportunity to take a look. It takes a little, you have to create something there, but for that 111 by 74 pixel space, you have a great opportunity to help drive people in. And driving people in is going to be more important to be done. You're going to have to do that through your wall and through your pinning posts, but also through these 111 by 74 images to drive people into your content. So let's just go and take a look inside a fan page. So this is the latest news tab on Plan Your Post, and as you can see, it's been upgraded to the new width, which is 810 pixels wide. We have a lot of real estate here. I mean, this is a web page basically here. So we've got a large header image in there, and we're pulling in using TabSite on this page to pull in our latest blog posts. We have a sign-up form right there on this page. We have a sweepstakes option here, so there's a lot of real estate, but this is the example of what can happen when you drive people in. So let's just go back to the cover image. All right, so here we are, and we were identifying a few key pieces of information here. So again, our photos is set, but in this case, view our latest news is where we were at, and we have a planet one, and we have a webinar for Plan Your Post coming up there. So when we were in view our latest news, that's where we went, and we came to this page. Now, a couple pieces of orientation for you as well. The like button in the top right, and we have liked this page, and so it's just a check now, identifying that you have liked this page. That is also the spot where you could unlike that as well. and then the rest of our custom app tabs that we have on this fan page are in this drop-down menu. So we have those with a drop-down, and of course we can go back to the timeline cover page for this fan page. So that's a little bit about that. And now, one of the big changes with timeline is that timeline becomes the default landing page. So say more about that.
Right. So back prior to timeline, we could set a default landing page, and we could set a light gate on that default landing page so that they would be able to kind of entice them to like your page to see more information. We can't really do that so much anymore. There's kind of variations of that now. So anybody can come and look at your timeline main information and look at that page. We can't set a default, so they can't by default go to like this latest news page. However, on the latest news page, if you link directly to this page or someone ends up directly going to this page, we can still put light gates in front of that. So we don't have one, for example, on this page, I don't believe.
We do.
Do we now? Okay.
Yeah.
So we've already liked that. So if we were to unlike that, we could show our light gate, and it would entice people to like this page before they got more information on this. So it is a new feature, and looks like Mike's going to maybe give that a try, or kind of unlike it, and then we can like it back in there. So I'd also like to say, we as TabSite are very excited about the new 810 width. We feel like it's a great opportunity for businesses, even more now, to get involved with TabSite and tab application and content out there. It just gives you a lot more real estate, a lot more information to put out there, and for that reason, we have a lot of excitement here and a lot of new things that we can do. Our minds are spinning right now with the more real estate. We feel like it's a great reason to get into a fan page if you haven't already gotten into a fan page. If you've already gotten into a fan page, there may be a little bit of work to do in converting things to that 810 width, but at the same time, we think it's a much more and greater value because you have more real estate, more information to put out there.
Now, one item that I want to take you to related to that is we're asked to do a post about rethinking fan gating strategies in a timeline world. So if you go to the URL is business2community.com, and we'll post this link up on our fan page, business2community.com /Facebook. We did a post there, and just so you can have that, let me copy that link, and I'm going to go back. I'm going to post live while we talk here, and you'll have that from our TabSite fan page. So I'm posting that one. So if you do want to go and take a look at the rethinking fan gating strategies. So the light gate, the fan gate is not dead. It still works. It's just changed, as Troy said there. So you don't have the ability to set a default landing tab. That's going to be timeline. But if you drive them to a specific tab, so each tab on your fan page has a unique URL, okay? And that unique URL can be used for fan gating because let's say that you post that out to Twitter, or you put that on your blog and you say, come here and check us out on Facebook, and that URL was to your welcome tab that you've created in TabSite. When they go to that, they're going to come directly to that specific tab which you have the light gate on, and so then they would like the page and then see your content. So it does force you to rethink. Fan gating is not dead, and here's one of the things I wanted to talk about. You see this image of CK Products website. This is the header from their website, and you've seen these Facebook icons, the social media icons, I should say, all over on different websites: Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Google Plus, all those types of things. And traditionally, your Facebook icon was always linked to your Facebook fan page via the URL, and then you would set your light gate on, welcome tab as the default landing tab, and people would come there and they'd have the light gate. But now, what you may need to think to do is go back to your website, go back to your blog, to this icon, and instead of it just going to your fan page, you might want to specify that URL that's clicked go to your welcome tab where your light gate set up via TabSite is active. That way you can drive people directly to them. So it's going to become more important to identify what the specific URL is of each tab and use that to drive people to certain spots. Because if you have a sweepstakes, going back to our Plan Your Post page here, and you want to drive people directly to that sweepstakes, let's take them directly to that URL. So I'm just highlighting up here in my browser what that specific URL is. Now our fan page is facebook.com/planyourpost, but the rest for this custom app tab says app 14420. That's the specific URL of this tab, and if I use that and put it out, I can drive people directly to this page. If I have a light gate on that page, then they can see it, and they'd have to like the page to see that before they could see the content behind it. So it's not gone, just different. And as well, just a reminder that you can put a light gate on every tab that you have. So, all right, this is telling me to like it, so let's, all right, I'm going to go through and go to this welcome tab, I believe. Yes, okay, I've got the light gate active here, so this is an example where you can see light gate immediately active. So I had unliked this page, and we've come over here now. We've clicked on it, and again, this is that specific URL, and the light gate is there. I have the page faded out, and I have the like active, and I'm saying, hey, like this page. Now, currently, there's been a Facebook bug that the page didn't refresh. This one just did, so they did acknowledge they were fixing that. There were still a few bug pieces out there that looks like Facebook has taken care of, but again, that page just refreshed. Here is my content, so Lightgate is active there. So it's just going to be a matter of how you drive people there, and you can drive people to specific URLs. Again, from all of your social media assets, and one of the things that comes into play is posting here. So I could post something and say, hey, check out our sweepstakes. Hey, check out this, and I can drive people to a particular tab. But again, from your blog, from Twitter, from your website, social media icons, you may want to be directing them instead of just to your fan page, maybe to your welcome tab where you have the light gate on. I had another question again about reordering the tabs in the manager area. So if I click on that number, the arrow beside it again, and then I click on one of the tabs, I can move them around by clicking on one, and it says swap position with, and then I get to choose from my other tabs. So if I wanted to swap view our latest news with webinar, I would do that, and it just moved over. So you have all that access within your custom tab apps that you've added to the page. The only one that you can't do anything with is the photo album tab. All right, let's see. Let's take them, Troy, to the back of the TabSite manager here and just talk a little bit about what we have done in the manager, and starting off with our message that they get right now.
Right, so we're having a message up here to kind of remind everybody that they need to adjust their tab to the 810 pixel width. So that's something you manually have to do within that within your application. So you need to go to the /developers area, find that application. There's an option to switch it from 520 to 810. You make that change, and then your content is accessible at the 810 width. So right now, a lot of TabSite users who have not switched over to the 810 width, or even those who have, are seeing their TabSite content 520 kind of in the middle of the 820 width frame. So you need to make that change, and then you can stretch and make things as large as you want and fill that whole 810 pixel width framework there. So, and we have more instructions here at tabsite.com/timeline. So let me just click on that and run through that quick. This is the timeline page and where you go. I'm sorry, your application page, and where instructions on how you go and so forth and change that. So you'll search for your app up here, type the name of the TabSite to help narrow your search. You'll find your application, and then under the tab page area, you click edit app, and then go to the tab page area. As you can see with the arrow here, you switch it from the narrow 520 to the wide 810 pixel width application. And once that's done, you have a full width, and you can work with that 810 width range. So let's see. Okay. Oops, I'm going to click on that. Okay, so we're going to open up a tab here within the TabSite Manager, and as you can see back here, we still have a line where the 520 is. As you can see right before that came in there, we now have this wider 810 pixel width framework to work with. So now that you have that full frame, our widgets float throughout the full area. You can upload your information, add it to your page, and you can incorporate all the same great widgets that you could before, now with just more real estate to work with. We also have at the top here the move left and move right. This is for those of you who maybe have content at 520 that's maybe moved over to the left. You want to just shift that full content over to the left or to the right, however you have that, so that it fits within the time frame area at 520 until you make that change with your application. So that allows you to some flexibility there to move that information. So we're excited about the width and hope that we know it is some work on some people's parts to change these. Again, kind of out of our control as far as what Facebook made that change, but we did adapt quickly, giving you the real estate to widen that out and work with that.
Troy, somebody's asking about the light gate. So why don't you just show them within TabSite here how TabSite's light gate works and is set up?
Right. So with the light gate, you can have access to your light gate by clicking on the My Sub pages, simply selecting light gate, and it'll ask you, would you like to save the page you're working on? We didn't make any changes. I'm just going to go ahead and click OK. So it'll at this point load in the light gate. So it says my page has been saved. Now this is a light gate we have. This light gate is just an animated GIF kind of pointing over. It says like this page to get full access and so forth. So this is exactly how you add light gate. Light gate is a page just like any other page. You can still add all the widgets to the right. You can add all this content to a light gate. Anything you want to incorporate in there, you can add to a light gate. The only difference with a light gate from a main page is that the light gate is going to show up ahead of any content, so they're going to be required to like that. So right now we're dragging in and putting in some content, some pages. We can, or I guess some text if we choose to. This is our content widget. We're just kind of selecting that, adding to that, stretching it out, putting it in there, and making it fit within that 810 width area. So we're kind of dragging these, moving them around. You can still stretch them, drag them, move them. Everything's the same with Lightgate. Again, this information will show up prior to someone liking it, liking your page. So they'll get the information behind that once they like that.
Okay, let's see here. Lightgates are on the paid plans, right? Yes, that is correct. The Lightgate comes with our gold plan, and someone was noting that that is a good comment as well, that if you have events in one of your tabs, let's see if we go back to that. So if you did have events in one of these, similar to photos, it shows the most recent last event that you had added. So that's another one that you couldn't control the image. So it's like, and of course you can't change this like image, but with your custom tab apps, like the ones that you can create with TabSite, at the free plan, we allow you to create 2 within TabSite, and then all the way up to at the gold, you can create 10. So that's there's plenty of real estate there and plenty of ways to use those, and that's just become so much more important and valuable now that we have 810 pixels wide real estate to use, so much more capabilities. And if you've been to the homepage of our website, it looks very similar to this. So in many ways you can create what a web page looks like, and you're going to see a lot of innovation and changes because of this. Here's an example, and we're currently in the process. This is something good to talk about as well. We gave you, to all TabSite users, we had professional templates that we allowed you to be able to. What we're going to be doing is converting all of our 520 wide templates to 810 so that you'll be able to use the latest and greatest templates. And again, these templates are designed so that they're flexible. Like this one says the mix, that type of thing. You could easily swap out your text and you're still going to have that blue background. You can swap out the music image here, and the red call out would remain, but you could change it to say what you want in the text. So that's how we're trying to give you a head start with these kind of things, just creating capabilities. First off, giving you a visual, what it can look like, and then giving you capability to easily edit that yourself. So that's some of the items that are in the works yet. As Troy talked about, within 24 hours of Facebook rolling out Timeline, we did create the capability within TabSite to change to the wider format. And again, through that, you need to do, if you create a custom named app, you do need to go and edit that icon and edit the app, I should say, and change that around so that you can make it go from the 520 wide. Where we're getting a number of questions that come in about that, saying, "Hey, my text is it looks like it's cut off," and typically that's because you didn't go into the custom name app and swap that from the 520 to the 810. All right, let's see here. People are asking about that cover image and resources to make their cover image. I'll just throw out there the question: Would people find that of value if there was a way to create that cover image in TabSite? Is that something that would be of value? I mean, we don't offer that capability at this point in time. So if that would be of value, let us know, and we can think about that as an option. Let's see here, trying to get through a number of questions. Was there anything on Twitter that you saw there, Troy? All right, there was a question about suggestions on building the tab app pages to get them to load as fast as possible. Yes, there's a number of suggestions there. So it's, number one, Facebook loads their content first. So they're going to load your fan page and the container around it, and then following that, they're loading the tab app content in the iframe. And so you want to optimize your images. We recommend that you're creating images at 72 DPI, which is a web resolution. It doesn't have to be high resolution. So for all you professional photographers who are using a higher res images, you definitely want to export them as web friendly, which means as light as possible, and that will definitely help improve your load time on your tabs. And the load time, again, there's a lot of factors. Number one, your internet connection. Number two, the traffic on that, the bandwidth, and Facebook has a number of servers, so the bandwidth that's being consumed on that server that they're delivering your information from. Three, then again, we said that Facebook's going to load their content first, and then fourth, they're going to load your iframe TabSite content, and again, how you can optimize the elements you have on that page is going to help that to load faster as well. Okay, so we had a few questions on the light gate. Do you want to show that one again?
Yeah, sure. You can do that. So the light gate within TabSite is simply per tab. Yeah, so you can put a light gate per unique tab that you have, and that can be found here at My Subpages Light Gate. We have a light gate open right now. If we want to go to another page, I'll show you another way to get to the light gate. You can go to My Subpages and then click Open Subpages. This will show you a list of all the subpages that you have in here, published and so forth, or showing up in navigation, things like that. At the very top here, it says Lightgate again. So you can actually click on Lightgate, and it is green, so it is published and live. To turn the Lightgate off, if you have, you can simply click the toggle there, and it goes to no. You can click it back, and it goes to yes. So if I click Lightgate, the Lightgate text there, it's going to go ahead and take me back to the page, which we're already on. So it takes me right back to this Lightgate page. So that's where you find a Lightgate. The Lightgate basically works for each unique tab that you have out there. You can put a content in front of your actual tab content that will entice people to like your page prior to seeing that content. It's just a great way to entice those likes and get more likes on your fan page.
Okay, there was a good question out there. Somebody was saying that when I post one of my app URLs directly in my Facebook page, the preview that's posted under the app links back to my Facebook page instead of to the individual page tab. Yeah, so they pull in, they're because Facebook is identifying the first part of that URL, which is your fan page, and so they're pulling in a preview from that. So, custom tab apps are an extension of that, and Facebook's making the choice there on what they display first. So that is important to know just in the preview of that image, but with one of the ways around that, and this will address another question that someone had as well, and that was about custom app tabs being visible on mobile phones. And so we want to talk about the save and post to wall feature. Every tab has the save button, and within the save drop down there are a number of options. So you can do just a normal save, which is going to save that page content that you were working on. You can do a save as and a save and publish, which save and publish will turn it green light and active so that content will go live on that tab. And the key here is save and post. Save and post is the capability to post content to the wall, and by using our feature of save and post, it is mobile friendly as well. So if we do click save and post, it's going to tell us the page is saved, and we get a post to wall dialog box. This is similar to Facebook's share feature here, where you can put in a caption and you can put in a description, and you can also pull in an image and from your image tray and hit accept. And what this does is it will post to your fan page wall whatever you have entered there, and this is a way to overcome the pulling in of a Facebook default image by using our save and post to wall feature. And the other benefit of this is that it's mobile friendly, and I'll let Troy just go into that a little bit more.
Right. So it'll actually post your URL, the URL of your tab, and it'll link back to the tab content. And we have what we call microsites. So we have it recognizing whether it's going to be if it is mobile content, it'll actually take that link, analyze that, it'll link back, and it'll actually go to this microsite showing that content and information. So it's a great way to kind of work yourself around the unfriendly nature of mobile and applications. So this is a great way to get people to the content on a mobile device.
And let me just jump over to one here quickly that we can show you this. All right, so what I'm doing right now is jumping to a microsite. All tab sites give you the capability to publish your content outside of Facebook to a web page. It's a tabsite.com/ and then your name, and you can customize that name on a first come first served basis. So what we're looking at here is a website. This is the Plan Your Post microsite that was created. It's the TabSite content that was created in here, published to the web, and over here on the left is the tabs that are live. If you remember, on that fan page we had a welcome tab, a webinar tab, and the latest news. So those all exist here. We have a number of quick links back to the Facebook fan page. So find us on Facebook, links back to that fan page. the logo image links back to that fan page. There is a like button opportunity where you can like the page right here, and then let me just go to another page, but on the right you see we give you some social sharing buttons that you can toggle on and off. So in this case we've toggled on the send, tweet, +1, and like buttons so that if we want to direct people to these to this microsite page, they can like it, tweet it, get the social sharing out about it right here and right now. But the key capability is that if you use our save and post to wall feature, as Troy said, then and get that out in your news feed, or out publicly, somebody on Twitter or whatever, and they're looking at that on their mobile device, they click that link, they will be taken to that mobile-friendly version.
Right. It's my opinion that I also think that at some point Facebook is going to start showing fan page tab content through mobile devices. I think it's kind of odd that they don't right now and haven't done that. I do think that they will adapt their mobile devices to recognize that information. Hopefully in the near future, we think that's going to be a great thing for TabSite users, just a way to get more exposure. But until that point comes, this is a great solution for getting activity on mobile devices.
There was a question about, can we embed a WordPress blog inside your tabs? So you want to tell them how you can do that, Troy?
Yeah, so all WordPress blogs have an RSS feed, and our TabSite has the ability to, let me just slide over there, have the ability to incorporate an RSS feed. So this is our RSS widget. You can drag that over. You can choose what type of format you want that information to show up in. You can enter your RSS feed right up there. You can title your feed if you choose. You can show how many posts display, number of characters, cell colors, and different things like that, and drop that content right on your fan page. So every time you update it through WordPress, any updates will be reflected right over to your fan page via the RSS widget through TabSite.
Okay, let's see. Just trying to go through a few of the questions there. There was a question about the animated GIF on the light gate. Let's see. Facebook does accept, some types of animated GIFs, and so that's a variable. It's kind of a, I don't, the better, it's hit and miss basically. For lack of a better term in terms of what was capable there. Now, one of the things that, just to note that, Facebook still is saying they don't want you to autoplay things, particularly, videos, things with audio. So, that's something to be aware of. But yes, you can use something like this. It just draws a quick attention to a point there. Let's see, there was another question. In saving for the web from Photoshop, should images be interlaced? Let's see.
It can be. At this point, we're really just kind of looking at websites and website type saving options. You can interlace those if you choose. You can save as, save to web. You can. A lot of times we're saving images now for clarity in a PNG format. So. You can do that. It's optional. Really, when you just follow best practices for web development and saving things for web via Photoshop.
All right, there was a question there about Facebook does not say you cannot use your web address in your profile pic. So is that okay to do? That's a good clarification. So I haven't seen that in your profile pic that they've limited that. They have just said that about the cover image. So that might be something that you can take a look at there. And let's see here. There was a question about the fan gate from Connie, and yes, what we're showing you there was TabSite's fan gating capability. That's what we were using there. Okay, and there was another question about bringing in an entire website or blog, so not just using the RSS feed. And so yes, with the we have an iframe widget. You want to say about that, Troy?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the RSS widget, we have an iframe widget that simply allows you to bring over. Let's see, there it is, iframe widget. I'll just kind of pull this over and show you. You can actually add the URL of the iframe right in there. You can choose whether you want auto scrolling, yes or no, and then you can actually drop that content right into your TabSite. So if you're comfortable or have content that's 810 pixels wide, that is in another location, you can simply add that to your fan page via the iframe widget. Now, I do want to caution you just briefly, if it is wider than, right now, a lot of websites are designed for a 1024 width. So if your website is designed at 1024, you put that into an iframe, it is going to get cut off at that 810 point. So you may not be able to see all of the website at that point. But if your website is designed for 810, absolutely, you can bring that over. If you just want to design a website at the 810 width, you can drop that iframe in there and bring that right over, and everything will function just as it does on your website.
All right, and let's see. So one of the things that we have coming up to coincide with the release of Timeline, that so again, the deadlines are on March 30th is when Facebook has outlined that they're going to convert all fan pages over to Timeline. So you've got some time to work on those. You can do all the preview functions now in your fan page to take a look at setting up your timeline and getting a cover image ready, and also thinking through some of the milestones that you want to put in there. What do you want to pin the first time? Those types of pieces. And one of the things that obviously right now you can go into TabSite and build tabs at the 810 pixel wide version. If it was a pre-existing tab that was custom named, then as Troy said, you got to go to tabsite.com/timeline. There's instructions on how to go back to your app in the developer area and toggle that from 520 to 810. But we're not done there. We're hard at work on a manager area that is going to be timeline-esque, and so we'll talk about that just a little bit.
Right. So we're actually kind of revamping the TabSite manager area. All the same tools and information are going to be there. It's just going to be really a bit of a new layout, a little cleaner layout, giving you the opportunity to easily find different items. And I will kind of pull up a little bit of a sneak preview here. I believe at the top of one of our TabSite tabs here, we have a little sneak preview of what the new design will look like. So we're excited about this. We feel like it's a great opportunity to clean up what we currently have. We've added a lot of features over the last couple of years to TabSite. And anytime you have software and you continue to add features, you can kind of get what we in-house here call the Frankenstein effect, where you just kind of get parts and pieces and put together. And there comes a time when that needs to be revamped and redesigned. So now is that time for us, and we're excited about that. We feel like we have a great flexible design that's going to really be easy to use. All the same great functionality is going to be there. It's going to look a lot like the timeline. It's going to have the timeline kind of feel or be timeline-esque, as Mike said, and it's going to keep working at that 810 format. So we're excited about that.
All right, we had a question there from Don saying, hey, it looked like you had a few more widgets there in your system than what I have in my goal plan. Good eye, Don, good eye. Yes, we do have a few more than what you do, because we always have new things in the works. And we have announced here a couple weeks ago at our last webinar that we're hard at work on a contest widget. In January, we released a sweepstakes and also templates then, but coming is contests. And so the ability to create photo upload and voting contests, video upload and voting contests, and some more features. So yes, good eye there, and it is coming. We are hoping to roll that out even at the end of March here. So stay tuned for those things. And we're going to take some more questions. So if you have some out there that we didn't get to, go ahead and post them up. All right. Well, I think we're going to end our time here today. We wanted to keep this one short and sweet and just talk about timeline. And we're going to come back again next week on next Wednesday, where we're going to go into a little bit more of TabSite, how to get started with TabSite, and we'll go slower on that Lightgate feature, and as well we'll talk about things that are coming up, how to get ready for timeline. But again, just in summary, timeline gives you great opportunities, because with that cover image and then the custom tab app images, that 111 by 74, and again, we have all this posted on our blog. So if you go to blog.tabsite.com and start scrolling down, we have a number of very recent posts outlining all these details. You know, how to update those images to 111 by 74, the size you need for your cover image, the width of the new tabs, the 810 pixel wide version there. So tremendous capabilities here that TabSite has turned on. We're very excited about timeline. We're very excited that within 24 hours of them announcing it, we had the manager area ready to go to allow for that. And we're getting ready to roll out that phase 2 timeline-esque manager area for TabSite here in a few weeks, so that it's going to give you that visual feel of timeline itself. So your larger tab app images there, you'll be able to see those. So we're excited about these things. So thanks for joining us today. We're going to be watching the questions, and we'll answer them on our fan page and on Twitter. But we'll hope to see you again next week. So for TabSite, this is Mike signing off.